What is up, guys? Me, DJ Awesome, and in this video I'm going to be doing a reptile room tour slash update kind of thing. It's not necessarily all reptiles, and I don't exactly have the most, but you know, it is what I have and what I'm going to also show off something I might be getting in the future, hopefully. So right here is Blue's tank. I always like to start with him because, you know, he is the largest and sort of the most important to me, being my favorite animal. But this is his tank. It is about 5.5 feet long, about 2.5 feet wide, and about 3 feet tall. His tank is a little bit small for a black and white Argentine Tegu. I understand that. We are going to be upgrading him hopefully by the end of this month. The way that we built his tank, it's kind of just upgradable, where you just kind of slide out everything and then just sort of add new pieces on. So this tank we're going to hopefully upgrade to about 7.5 feet long, maybe 8 feet, depending on, you know, how well it can fit into my room. About 2.5 feet tall, because I did notice he was kind of having issues with basking where he would have to, you know, sort of like get up closer to it. So I want to try to get him closer. If not, we'll leave it at the same height at about 3 feet, and then just add a nice thick basking rock. And then for width, of course, we're going to do about 3.5 feet wide. It is going to take up a big chunk of my room. It's either going to take up basically this entire wall, or go into my closet and kind of just take up my closet because I don't really use it. So right here is his cool side, kind of, where he has his main burrow, some fake plants, and his water dish. Over here is his basking spot, where he has some more fake plants, and his solar glow by Exoterra. It provides the UVB and UVA and everything. I haven't noticed any issues with Blue. I do still give him calcium. I do not give it with D3 because he does have the UVB, and I do regularly change his bulbs. In his new enclosure, we are going to have something similar to what is up here. This is just a fluorescent bulb, and it does not provide any UVB at all. It's more just for sight. So we're going to do something sort of like that, except it will provide UVB, just because I know a lot of people say reptiles benefit greatly when you give them more UVB. They are a little bit happier. They tend to be more colorful, more active. So I want to, you know, try to make sure Blue is living the best life I can give him. So I've been keeping his humidity high. I've been keeping his temperature high. It is winter now, and I decided not to brewmate him just because I don't plan on breeding or anything like that. So I also want to see him kind of year round. So I did not brewmate him. And if I do ever plan on breeding him in the future, I might brewmate him. I'm not certain. Also in his tank, we have this little bear right here. It's the kind that has a little beanbag in it that you heat up. I know some people would say you shouldn't give them toys or whatever because they could rip them up and choke. Blue's fine. He doesn't really do that. He just kind of snuggles with it because it is warm for him. So it's kind of not necessarily a basking pal, but it's kind of just like a little warm buddy for him to snuggle up with, and it looks really cute. But that's Blue's tank. You know, it's kind of just doing what it always does, existing and taking up all my room. But next up on the list, right above there, we have Pixel's tank, my dashed pinstripe Harlequin crested gecko. He is siding up at the top because I freaked him out with the lights. It is nighttime. I just turned the lights on so you guys could see. Now this is his tank. It is doing quite all right. I added some more leaf litter. Just because I kind of had to steal a little bit, so I bought some more and added it to here. The mother-in-law's tongue is doing fine. The African mask plant, this piece right here, it is getting a little bit of damage, so I'm hoping it'll be okay. You know, I'm not certain. This piece over here is somehow living, even though it is pressed up against the glass. I didn't want it to have to do that, but I didn't want to break off any large chunks of the plant. But Pixel's doing fine. He recently just had his first shed while he was with me, so I noticed he was having problems climbing. Then he shed, ate his skin, and then now he can climb again. So Pixel's doing fine. His humidity's been kept up. His temperature is about 75, which is basically the temperature in my room. So he's doing quite all right. He's eating crickets. I've noticed he started to eat a little bit of the Pangea, but not a lot. So hopefully he'll get to eating more of that. But overall, this little guy is thriving. I've been trying to handle him a little bit. He is still a baby, so he's kind of skittish. So I'm hoping in the future, you know, he'll be able to grow up and become a nice, brave boy, girl, whatever. Next thing we have over here is probably the most exciting part of the video, in my opinion. This is going to be this is a tank I recently set up. I'm going to hopefully get a panther or pictus gecko. It is set up in a sort of tropical scene. I added some leaf litter, some springtails, some cork bark. I added this large cork bark hide. This was from Blue's Cage. It was a big piece, a big cork bark hideout. I then turned it on its side, pressed it up so it kind of forms a background and also a hide because it is kind of tall. So it allowed like some width for his hide. And I can actually show you, if I take this rock piece right here, you can actually see inside of the hide, which is really cool because they are a nocturnal species, so they're mostly going to be in the hide. So, you know, if anybody comes over and I want to show them, I can move that and show you his hide without ripping it out because it is kind of buried under all of this substrate and things. I have a lot of fake plants here. I'm planning on kind of replacing some of them. Hopefully, I plan on trying to get some red nerf plant because I want to add a little bit more color and it's really pretty. Maybe some Swiss cheese philodendron or some sort of ficus. I'm not certain. And this is a 10-gallon aquarium. I know some people might say that's too small for the panther gecko, but I think it'll do just fine. The top is really cool. This is actually this used to be a fish tank, so I cleaned it all out, and it actually has built-in LEDs. Sorry for melting your eyeballs, but it has built-in LEDs to the top. So this is really cool. I have to check the Kelvin and the lumens and all that, but I think it should be okay. It looks very similar to pixels. But the only problem with this top is it did have holes for like filters and things. So I'm more than likely going to take some kind of window screen or chicken wire or something similar to what's on the Exoterra, and kind of just cover up the this big hole, this little hole, and then this one's not really substantial, but I might just do it just because it'll be quick and, you know, better safe than sorry. Panther geckos aren't really known for climbing. They can. You know, some people say when they get freaked out, they'll climb the glass, but it's kind of like a leopard gecko. They're mainly terrestrial. But the reason I was really interested in the panther gecko is not only can I fit him in this, and so very few reptiles can fit in a 10-gallon, but it also it's a leopard gecko, but it's not desert, it's tropical, and I've always liked tropical a little bit better in my opinion. The humidity, you know, sometimes can be annoying, but I've always liked the look of it better, and I already have, you know, more experience with tropical. The only desert experience I've had is with a bearded dragon, so I thought it would be a lot better to get these guys, and they do look a little bit different and a little bit cuter in my opinion. They also stay a little bit smaller, so they're easier to manage, and they're basically going to eat the same exact thing as Pixel eats. So, you know, if I feed Pixel, I feed him, so it'll be, you know, fine. He won't eat the Pangea, he'll just eat the insects, of course. But I added a bunch of leaf litter, springtails. They're mostly under here because I kept it moist under here. I didn't want to spray the whole tank in case some sort of mold formed or something and the springtails didn't get it, because I don't want to put a gecko into a molded enclosure, and also me being allergic, I don't want to mold the tank because it is going to still be about 2 weeks till I get the gecko. So I'm going to plant probably the nerve plant closer to the front because nerve plant tends to be smaller, and then some sort of larger, maybe even some kind of fern. I really do like ferns. They create oxygen a lot better than most plants, and they look really pretty in my opinion. So if I can find some kind of small tropical fern, that would be amazing. If you guys know anything, let me know down below. I'll just pop that probably over here. If not, I'll just leave the fake plants, and, you know, that'll just be the way it is. But currently, I really like the way this tank looks. I think the leaf litter kind of adds to it, makes it look a little bit more natural, and it overall just looks really pretty. Also, with that sort of see-through hide, I think it's a sort of a special tank, and I like it a lot. So that is the panther gecko's possible enclosure. Really, all we have left is my ferrets and my beta, so I'll show you guys those now. Right here, guys, is my ferrets cage. They are sleeping because if you have ever owned ferrets, you would know that they sleep pretty much always. but they are sleeping in there. You can't really see them because they're kind of bundled up. But this is my favorite cage. I don't really get time to play with them because I am allergic to them. I recently found that out, and it's not some sort of deathly allergic. It's more just uncomfortable, kind of sniffling and stuff. So I do have to eventually get rid of them. I just need to find a nice home and hopefully find somebody who can take care of them. If not, I will have to sort of resort to selling them. I don't exactly just want to sell them for money. I would really like them to go to a better home with somebody who can take care and play with them, as I cannot. But this is my favorite cage. It's kind of on a depressing note, but they're doing quite alright. They're getting fattened up. I'm trying to fatten them up so they'll be a little healthier than I've had them recently. I've kind of been slacking because both school and just, it's sort of being kind of hard for me to get to them with them, making me get out in a rash and coughing and all kinds of annoying stuff. But this is their giant cage. It's about 4-ish feet tall. It's a pretty decently sized cage. I really like it, and it gives them a little bit of room. It does take up quite a bit of space, and it's kind of annoying in my room, so hopefully we'll be able to move these guys out of here soon. Last on the list, guys, is my beta fish tank. The camera, for some reason, reacts with this light, so it makes it look like I have super cloudy water, but I assure you I take wonderful care of my beta. He's in here. I haven't exactly given him a name. I haven't had him for too long, but he's right there. He has greatly improved since I have had him. Let me see if I can show you. It's not really visible. But he is in a 3-gallon tank. I picked this up on Black Friday. It was about 20 bucks. It came with a filter, an oxygen pump, and all this interesting stuff. But I did add some stuff. I added a filter, this light, of course, and some plants and a little, like, rock hideout thing. So this is his tank. Oh, here he is. He's a little close for you guys. He looks really black on here. I don't know why that is. He's not actually really black. He's more, if I could show you guys, he's like this blue. It's like a darker blue. When I originally got him, he was like teal, and he looked rather sickly, but he has greatly improved. He's actually flaring up right now. He's doing nice. I've been feeding him. He's been okay. He's a little bit freaked out. He's not like some betas that'll follow your finger. He gets a little bit more scared. And here I have a piece of bamboo. I have in the back an Amazon sword, and then whatever this plant is, it was a really cool plant and it was cheap, so I picked it up while at Petco. It's just adding a little bit more leaf coverage, because if you look, lots of heavy foliage in there for him to hide in and lay on and stuff. He's doing fine. I've been feeding him this right here. It's supposed to enhance blue coloring. So yeah, not too much to say about him. I did, do all the steps to take care of him. He's flying up. Look at that. Yeah, but that is the beta fish. I recently got him. He's doing quite alright. He's looking really cool. I've been trying to maintain his water temperature because it was getting a bit cold in my room, but when I took out my air conditioner, it has gotten drastically warmer for him, so hopefully he'll be doing fine. That's so weird how it makes it look cloudy. I assure you I take care of my beta and his water. But here he is. Nice little guy. That's pretty much gonna end this video, guys. I know it was kind of just like not exactly all reptiles, and it was mostly talking about the panther gecko, but that's sort of what's going on with my life and with my pets. In the upcoming weeks, I hope to have a video of me going to the expo, kind of looking around for him, or looking for plants. So there probably will be a video of me trying to find the plants that I'm going to use, and then probably 1 and 2 weeks of me sort of searching around the expo, trying to find a panther gecko. I know they're not exactly the rarest thing, but for some reason, when I look them up online, I cannot really find them anywhere. So if you guys know anybody in the Chicago area that breeds panther geckos or has any for sale, please let me know down below. That's gonna end this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.